Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have the 1993 Washington quarter dollar from the United States of America. And as you can see, it says Liberty at the top. Underneath his chin, it says, "In God We Trust." And there's quite a nick in that T. If we look at that T, it's kind of bent. That may have happened at the mint. Doesn't add much value to it. So it takes a little away from the value, maybe even, if it was in better shape than this. And then behind his ponytail and the ribbon here, we see a P, and that P is for the Philadelphia Mint. Down here we see it says 1993. And one of the reasons we want to look at these coins, the 1993 coins, is there's all kinds of die breaks and small errors in these 1993 coins. In 1993, the Philadelphia Mint made 639 million of these. The Denver Mint made 645 million. And the San Francisco Mint made 2.6 million proof coins. So there's a lot of these coins out there, essentially 1.3 billion. And many of the P coins, or the Philadelphia coins, have these little errors in them they call die breaks. And so let's take a look. Now, some of the die breaks they have are actually right on the front, and sometimes you can see one right on the one here. It goes right across. You can see a little tiny bit down here. This is as minor a die break as you could possibly have. We'll tip it up a little bit to show you. Yeah. See, it's so minor you can't even really see it. It looks as much like a scratch as it does like a die break. So you'll see some of these nicks and some of these marks like this, like a die break. Some of them you'll see when it goes through the 3, and then sometimes you'll see some back here. But most of them occurred on the reverse. And here's a minor one here. And if you look at it, you can see that there's a little bit of a bubble there too. So when the die break occurred, essentially some of the material got moved a little bit. Is this worth anything? No, it's not. It's interesting, and it's good to look for die breaks on these coins, but they're not necessarily worth anything. And the biggest one on here is the one right here from the wingtip. And many people have these ones. You can see some other videos on the internet where they find this die break that goes down here from the wingtip, and so I think that's a pretty common die break on this particular coin. And you can also see on this one, not only is a die break, but there's a little extra material down here along the inner rim. Again, is this of any value? No, not really. But it's kind of interesting to look at and see kind of the little kind of things that happen when you when you mint 1.3 billion coins. You're going to have little errors here and there. And some of them don't get polished out. Some of them they just leave in. Now, another place where they frequently have a die break on this coin is up here near the letters. Sometimes it's on this side and it comes down under the T. And on this one, I don't think we can see one up in here coming out of the T. There is a little tiny one that goes across that I've seen on some other coins from the T to the U. I don't know if we can see that on this one. It's almost like the U has a little bit of a lip on it right there, and you can see, but it's not, these aren't enough to make it of any value. And another thing that happens sometimes is you get a little bit of extra material over here on these, and when you tip it up, sometimes you can actually see a little bit of the material kind of bubbling, almost like bubbling up, as if it just didn't get cleaned off good here. Is that an error that you're going to get any money for? And you can see a little bit of stuff there too. No, it's not. It's just kind of fun if you're going to look at these coins closely. If you're going to find a die break that is worth some money, it's almost always going to be one you can see with a naked eye, not one you have to magnify this much and look so closely at and try to tip the coin one way or another. In general, the die break that's worth of any value to a collector is one that the collector can just pick up, look at with their eye, that you could see or I could see just with our eyes, and it's clear and evident and there's no question about it. If you're not sure about it, it's probably not worth much. I'll just say that. If you can't see it with a naked eye very easily, probably not worth much. Are there some other errors that came with the 1993 coins? Yeah, there are. There's some clipped planchets that you can find on the internet where it looks like somebody took a little tiny bite out of the bottom of the coin. You'll see that once in a while. There is a really kind of cool Washington quarter that you can see sometimes on eBay, and it actually only has this much of the quarter, so about 2/3 of the quarter is a blank, and the rest up here just has a little bit of the edge of the quarter sticking up. So there are plenty of them out there, and plenty that you can find, but this particular one is not going to be of much value to you. I should just describe the coin in terms of its metal value. It's a copper nickel clad copper. It's 5.67 grams in weight, 24.26 millimeters in diameter, and 1.75 millimeters in thickness. If you tip it on the side, it has a reeded edge, and you can actually see the copper inside the coin if you go right in here. And it turns out that if you want to count them, there are 119 of these reeds as you go around. Have fun if you want to count them. I don't think you need to count them because this coin is worth a quarter, and it'll probably always be worth a quarter and never be more than a quarter, but it has a couple fun little features on it. Have a great day from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel.